Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you are luxury obsessed, then this is the place for you. I haven't been on for quite a while. I've had a few health things happening over the last month, but I am back and healthy again. And so I thought I would share a few things that I've picked up recently from Hermes and maybe also discuss some, I guess, open and honest conversations I had with my sales associate at Hermes around my wish list and saving money for the next bag and all those types of things, because I'm definitely not one of those people who will drop 20-30K in one shop. I have said before, I'm super mindful in the way that I build up my spend at Hermes and also decide what I want to add. Am I going to use it? Those types of things. I was offered my Birkin in November 2024. From November until now, I also got married. So basically between January to March where I got married, I really truly wasn't trying to make any big purchases. All our money was going towards the wedding, making sure that we could pay everything properly and, not go into debt, all those types of things. And so I really wasn't trying to shop at all, hence why there really hasn't been any unboxings or shopping hauls or anything like that on my channel, more just informative, fun, luxury, obsessed type content. But I have been slowly trying to build up my pre-spend. I might take you through the things that I've bought to date with the prices that I've paid, and then I'll go into a bit more detail around what my SA and I discussed and what she feels might be realistic timing, depending on availability of stock and that type of thing, for me to be offered my next Quota bag. After I was offered my Birkin, I went back in to find a matching twilly. So I bought this twilly, which I really liked. My Birkin is Rouge Age, so it had Rouge Age in it. It also had gold and greens, which are also some of my favorite colors, and it looks really nice sitting on my Birkin. I'll put a photo in. The price of this twilly, which is now going towards my next pre-spend, was in December 2024, 370 Australian dollars. After that, I didn't really purchase anything. I think no, that's a lie. I did go back in and I bought myself this, which I actually haven't opened yet because I didn't need it urgently at the time, but with the price increase, I was like, I may as well buy it. And it's nothing that exciting, but it is a notebook replacement for the Ulysses notebook cover that I have. And this one was 135, and that was at the end of December last year, so probably 5 days before the price increase went up. I don't know how much it is now, but I don't think it went up that much, and I really like it. I use my notebook a lot for work, so I knew I was about to run out of notebook space, which I have now, and so I'll put this into my Ulysses notebook cover. After that, I kind of went on a hiatus for shopping because of the wedding, but I did want to buy myself something nice for the wedding, and so I went into Hermes and I bought myself, surprise, surprise, a Rouge Age nail polish, which I actually wore on my wedding day because I also had a Chinese tea ceremony, which is where you wear a lot of red and it's culturally significant. I thought a nice red nail polish would look good with that dress, and it suited it perfectly. So the nail polish that I bought was in March this year. So I had a bit of a break between December and March, and the nail polish was $79. So at this point in time, that was all I had bought and all I had spent, which really wasn't that much. And I then had the wedding and then decided that I had saved up a little bit of money and I wanted to buy a few things. So now these are some things that I have very recently bought. The first one, actually, here, I wonder if you can guess what it is, was on my 2025 wish list video. So if you've watched it, you may be able to guess, but surprisingly, it's not the color that I would have gone for, but I thought it was really, really cute. So it is the I Like Flowers silk scarf in a 70. Let's see if I can get it the right way round. I absolutely love it, and I think the 70 size is quite a cute size. I was thinking it's the kind of thing that you can, you know, loosely wear around your neck or maybe even in your hair. And it was on my wish list, and I honestly couldn't track it down. I had gone in to try and buy it in store, and they were showing that they had stock in the Sydney store, which is where I'm based, and they just didn't have any. Like, we couldn't find it, me and my SA. And so I jumped on their website and they happened to have this one available. So I put it on hold. They found it, and when I went in to look at it, I just thought, why not? Why not buy it? And I really love it. I have been really getting into wearing silk scarves lately, which I didn't think I would, but because I like, especially now that it's winter in Sydney, I'll just wrap it around my neck. But I do think this is something that you could wear in the summertime as well. I just think it's really cute, and I love the design, and it was on my wish list, so I feel like I've been thinking about it for quite a while. That one was 695 Australian dollars, so that will also count towards my pre-spend as well. And then the final thing that I got, which I had been thinking about and it wasn't on my wish list, is the Bastia coin purse. And the thing that really drew this to me was the fact that it is in Berenia, Faubourg, in Eben. And so if you've watched my bag collection or even my Picotin review, you'll know that my Picotin 18 is in Berenia Fauve, which is the more gold color. And then this is more of that Eben, like a chocolatey kind of color. It smells so good. I can't even describe. They actually had it in the color that would match my Picotin as well. And I was tossing up with my SA, like, should I get this one or should I get the one that matches the color of my Picotin? But I actually love the chocolate, and I was thinking I might use it for things like smaller things. I probably won't use it for a coin purse, which is what I think it's made for. But like, I can put my AirPods in here, or like hair ties, clips, anything kind of loose like that. And that's probably what I'll use it for, because they always end up getting lost in my bag. And I think just having something to put those things in would be fantastic. This one was a little bit more expensive than a standard Bastia purse because it is made from Berenia, and that is like a heritage leather, so it's a little bit more expensive. So this one was 510 Australian dollars. So that's really all I've bought this year, since kind of getting back on the Hermes journey following my Birkin offer in November last year. And so I kind of had some honest conversations with my sales associate, because I put together a wish list after my Birkin offer, which was her suggestion actually, because she was like, let's put your next wish in so that as you start to build up your pre-spend, you already have a wish in the system, and then we can kind of build your spend towards that. A few things that she shared with me. So in terms of the wishes that I created, I have asked for a Kelly 25 in Cellier, which again was her suggestion actually, because she was like, well, the Birkin is in rattanee style, which means the stitching's on the inside and it's a bit of a softer, rounder edge. She was like, why don't you go for the Cellier, which means the stitching is on the outside and it's, I guess, boxier. There are Birkin 25s in that style, but I don't like them as much. And so I put in a Kelly 25 in that style with gold hardware. And I said I was open to a few different leathers. So open to Epsom, open to Chev. And I think I'd want the 25 because I just know that I lean towards a smaller bag anyway. I appreciate that they're a stiffer bag, etc., etc. And the colors that I went for, I'm trying to remember now because I put this in December when I got my Twilly, but I think I said I was looking for like a gris tourterelle, a mushroom, a beige Martha, green Neve. I think some of those like light grays, almost beiges, A little bit of green sage, I think, was one that I also said. But then on the flip, I was like, I'd also love like a chocolate brown, Lucky Ben. I would also love any of those deep forest greens, so vert cypress, vert fonts. I'm trying to think what else, but pretty much those kind of ranges. And she was like, they sound amazing. Yep, I put them all in. I've recorded that. I'm a gold hardware person, so I requested gold hardware. And then we kind of left it at that. And then because I've been on a little bit of hiatus from shopping, when I went in to purchase the Bastia, I kind of had a bit of a conversation with her, like, I'm saving up for the Kelly. And I guess I just want to know, because she told me that the price of a Kelly 25 Cellier in Australia at the moment is $21,025, which is a crazy amount of money. So then it kind of made me step back and go, hang on, do I want a Kelly? And so we're talking about that, and also what else is on offer. She was like, look, if you're interested in a Constance, they're also around $15,000 or $16,000. You could probably get a Constance between your Birkin and your Kelly. But if you're really wanting to just save and have a Kelly, then maybe it's not worth it. And so she was kind of saying if I wanted a Constance, I could definitely ask and she could keep a lookout and that type of thing. I wouldn't want to just get a bag to get a bag. And then she was saying the mini Kelly's around that price, but in Sydney, it's incredibly hard to get a mini Kelly. So now I'm second guessing. Do I want to spend that amount of money? Because I asked her, you know, I've got my little savings account, I'm saving towards that. My question is, do you think it's realistic to expect or hope that I might get a Kelly 25 this year? Or is it more likely that it will probably be next year or even the year after? Because it took 2.5 years plus for me to even be offered a Birkin. And she was like, you might be able to get one by the end of the year. Because I was like, I'm saving this money, but there are other bags I would love to buy or other things I'd love to spend the money on. Like, I have recently commissioned a piece of artwork, and so I want to pay for that to the artist, and a few other bits and pieces. There's a spend that you have to consider as well with Hermes. So it's kind of like, if you're going in and shopping and you're spending $1,000 plus or whatever it might be each shop, plus trying to save $21,000, I don't know, like, unless you're ridiculously wealthy, it's very hard. So she was like, I will definitely keep an eye out for what you're looking for, and there's a chance it would be before the end of this year. She was like, basically, it's not about spend, it's about the relationship and the longevity of your purchases. So seeing you buy from different departments and show genuine interest in the brand carries more weight than how much you've spent. And that's what she said. So, you know, she was like, there are a lot of clients that will come in and just try and spend 50K in one shop, but they have no history here. And then they ask for a bag. And that's just not quite how it works, because my understanding is your SA needs to kind of go to bat for you with their store manager and say, you know, my client, she's been shopping and, you know, yes, maybe you've only spent 5,000 or 8,000, but there's a lot of love for the brand and length of relationship, and I know that they want this bag, it's come in, can I reserve it for them? So having that depth of relationship seems to be the most important thing, because your SA can then not fight for you, but kind of basically advocate for you and advocate for your bag. She also said that if you got offered a bag and it wasn't the right one, then they'll put on your file that you've been offered a bag, but it's not necessarily you'll never get offered a bag again. It just might be a little bit more of a wait, because they'll have to say, well, you were offered a bag, totally understand it's not the right one. But I think that's why it's so important to really think about what your wish will be, because you don't want to be like, oh, I want a Kelly, I'll do a Kelly 28, 30, 35, but really all you want is a 25, and then you get offered a Kelly 32, say, and you reject it because it's not the right one. It's, I think, really important to put in your exact wish. So anyway, it's a long way to say that my SA thinks there is a chance for this year, but honestly, she was like, stock gets harder and harder towards the end of the year, and like obviously France shuts down for the summer, particularly over the month of August, and there's not really any shipments. I got lucky in November last year. She said there had been like a big shipment in, and that's how she was able to reserve my bag for me. So I think it's just about maintaining that relationship, having realistic conversations, but not being pushy. Like I was very much to her, like it's more that I want to know, can I save slower, or should I be like making sure I have that money in my account? Like, what's your gut feel? And also, like, I was very quick to say to her, I totally am not expecting you to get me one this year. Like, obviously that would be an amazing thing, but I'm not expecting that from you. So yeah, I mean, I haven't really spent that much. What have I spent? Like 2K, less than that at the moment. And like, there are a few things that I wouldn't mind getting again. Like, I am curious about some of their makeup. I've heard some good things, some mixed reviews, but some good things. I love their ceramics, so I would love to get another mug or two. I also would love to get a pair of sandals in Rouge Age so that I have, it's old fashioned, but my bag and shoe matches. I also really want to get another belt. I still have my eye on the, I think it's 24 centimeter belt that is chocolate or ben on one side, and then mauve. I can't remember if it's mauve Sylvester or a different color, like a lilac on the other side. And I just think it's really beautiful. I just haven't pulled the trigger on it. Although in store, when you buy a belt, you have to buy the belt and a buckle. So it's around anywhere from like $1,200 to $1,400, depending on which belt buckle you choose and the belt and that type of thing. But I was looking on their website the other day when I was reserving my scarf, and it looks like you can buy the belt straps without the buckle. And I have a buckle already because I have a couple of belts from Hermes. My essay was like, I don't think you can do that. You're not allowed to do that. And I was like, but it looks like you can on the website. So I might test it, because then the price is more like 700 and something. And I can just use the buckle I already have. So I'll let you know what I do there. Anyway, that was a really quick roundup of all of the purchases I've made of late, and also just a quick run through of some of the purchases I've made towards my 2025 pre-spend with Hermes. I'm hoping that I might have a bag unboxing for you guys soon, but I am trying to be mindful of the things that I've bought lately, because we're saving to go to Hong Kong and Japan in September for our honeymoon, but I will definitely be looking to purchase some things there. I am so excited about the vintage shopping, and I will do a whole video on what's on my Hong Kong and Japan wish list, because I'm going to be really strict to myself and set parameters about exactly what I want so that I don't go crazy and use all my savings. But yeah, it has been really lovely to be back on talking to you all. If you have any questions, thoughts, anything like that, please put them in the comment below. I will put up 2 videos here, but otherwise it has been lovely to talk to you, and I hope you have a nice day.